God. Yeah, let it out. You feel okay?
Yep.
You're right on the Indian.
I know, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
And look at the Indian you're on. It's Mad Max Indian. There she goes.
There she goes.
Oh my God. Woo! This thing just bucked out from under me.
This thing is a beast.
Take your time.
Yeah. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely.
This thing is fun already. I need my Mackie D's. My Maccas. Need my Maccas. Oh, listen to that.
Oh, sweet. Oh, first shift. Oh.
This thing is nuts. This thing is so cool. Oh my God, this might be the answer to the R9T.
This thing is loud. This thing is like a drill instructor yelling in my ear. It's like, you've been in quarantine, you fat bitch.
You look at home on it. You do look at home on a cruiser, I gotta say.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice. There's just so much about it that feels so right.
I have such a shit-eating grin on my face right now. my helmet just got like a size smaller. So when our adrenaline wears off, we have to be really thoughtful about how they actually feel.
Yeah, I agree.
But my initial impressions for the first 200 yards is, where do I sign?
I don't know. I'm a bit more skeptical.
This thing is just...
There's so many different ways I could describe this. All sexual. All sexual.
It's all sexual?
I can't. It's just too private. I'm having a moment. I gotta adjust my right mirror. I don't know what I'm looking at. They're rose-colored mirrors.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Just really bizarre.
I thought it was rose-colored glasses. You have rose-colored mirrors.
I'm like, everything is so pretty. I wonder if you put them on special for me.
Yeah.
She likes the pink. She likes the pink.
How's the weight feel? Because you're carrying like baggage and engine bars.
You don't feel it.
No?
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but the ergonomics are fantastic. And it's not, the throttle is beautiful. It's not herky or jerky or herky-jerky.
This is very snappy throttle on this one. This is very herky-jerky.
I can already tell I would not like that bike.
Yeah.
That would not be good. But see, that's what I like about a cruiser, is that you can get a big bike and because it's just so well designed, you don't feel that weight. And that's what I like, because I like a bigger bike.
Yeah.
I like the formidability, but I don't like this feeling that it's too much for me. I never want to ride a bike that is too much.
Yeah. This bike is awesome.
This bike is beautiful. It's nice. So where's my horn? I want to honk the horn.
Where's my horn? Yeah.
Where's the horn?
There you go.
I feel like I'm in a parade.
We are kind of in a parade. We got a Tiger 800 in front of us. We got the FTR. We got you got an FTR, and there's like a guy on some sort of like urban MX behind me.
You know what? When Colin was kind of toning out, when he was demonstrating the exhaust on this one, I thought, oh, that's too loud. But he's absolutely right. Once you're on it and you're moving,
Move
it's
left, let this guy by.
What's up?
I was just gonna say, let that guy by.
Oh, okay.
He's getting impatient. Sorry.
Okay.
He was going on about the exhaust.
It seemed too loud when it was static.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite nice.
Yeah, out on the road.
It's good. It's nice.
It's got a nice tone
It's
out on
more
the
than
road.
nice. You can tell I'm stunned. I'm a bit smitten. I'm at a loss for words. I've been waiting so long to go out on a date with this bike.
Yeah.
Sorry, baby.
Is it charming you?
It's charming me. It is. It's charming me.
I think that guy was on an electric Zero.
I don't know. He just was riding a bit aggressive for me.
This is stock exhaust and it sounds lovely. Hey baby.
Hey baby, I gotta fix that mirror. I'm looking at the top of your head.
I just false neutral. Whoa! Second gear, baby!
No, I had already hit second gear. You mean for you?
For me, it's the first time I was in second.
Okay.
And I just like got thrown back in the saddle. It's so torquey. It's so torquey, and you don't see the front wheel. It's got a nice rake on the front wheel. It kind of goes out in front of you, but it doesn't feel like that because the wheel kind of disappears under this very squat headlamp, and it feels like a little squat little bike, but it's got a nice wheelbase. It's got a nice length to it.
Yeah.
It's very warm under my ass though. I just put my leg down and the inside of my thigh just got really hot. Yeah. Whoa.
Let it run a bit.
Yeah, get those horses run.
I feel like I'm dancing with somebody else's prom date and I'm gonna take it home.
You could steal anyone's prom date.
I should have said him home instead of it home, but I didn't want to make it personal.
This bike just, man, I had a passing interest in this bike because I'm like 1200 Scrambler, R9T, FTR, man. I'm an instant fan of this bike. Holy crap. Ooh, we're gonna get some motorway, a little dual carriageway. See what it's like at speed. And put my goggles down. Ooh, it's official, goggles are down. Listen to that roar.
Nice bike.
Ooh, I'm in fifth gear. Fifth gear, baby. This horn sounds sickly.
What?
Do you hear this horn?
Yeah, I can hear it.
It's sickly.
Oh.
It's like wah wah. So how do the floorboards feel?
Oh, I love the floorboards. It reminds me of the Yamaha 650, the V-Star. It's really nice. There's just so much that's so right about this bike.
Does it feel familiar or intuitive?
It feels very familiar, that's the thing. But it feels like it has so much more power and so much more to offer than many of the other bikes that I've ridden.
Yeah.
It has that refined feeling, that I'm looking for. Oops.
Yeah.
For my less than refined riding skills. Like the Harley Davidson, I'll compare it directly to the Street Bob. It was great and I felt I had control, and it was a bit more refined. I think more refined than the Triumph.
Nice curve.
It feels really good. It feels like it wants to be ridden a long way.
Yeah. Well, it's good because I'm going to make you ride it a long way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. Meow. Oh, are you lost?
Yeah. Well, that makes 3 of us, so no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. I'm just having fun. I didn't even notice. I'm like, are we there yet? No, we're not. Thank God. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. It's so nice. Yeah. I feel very relieved.
Really? Why?
I was a bit worried. Like, when I saw the Indians at the MCN show, I remember saying to myself then, and we could probably look at the footage, like there was just a lot I liked about how spectacular these bikes looked. They look really good, very tricked out, very detailed. And then when we got here, we were looking at them, and I think it's because we were looking at a lot of the models that already belonged to owners, to Indian owners, and they had kind of pared them down or changed them a bit. Which way do you want to go? He wants to know, hon.
Yeah.
Just straight?
Yeah, let's go straight. How about I take the lead a bit?
Yeah, do you want to take the lead?
It doesn't matter where we go.
It'd be nice to get a B road for it, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You want to lead?
Yeah, I'll lead. Probably be just as lost, but
All you'll hear is this exhaust.
okay. I'll lead.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see where we end up. I'll see if I can find us a B road or something.
Yeah, why not?
So you were saying the MCN show, everything looked refined, and then we
Yeah,
saw the owner stuff.
It's kind of like when you meet someone, you know, like you meet, and then you look at them and you're like, wow, they're really good looking, and then they have a nice personality. So then you go on a date with them, and then you're like, man, maybe the personality and the looks aren't as good as I remember them. And I kind of saw that, you know, looking at the bikes that they had in the shop, while they may be perfect for those owners that are doing mods to them and paring them down, I'm like, oh God, they're simpler than I remembered. But then when we went up to the showroom and I was looking at the stock bikes, again, there wasn't a lot there to look at, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but I completely understand given the circumstances, and it's good to see that people are actually shopping and purchasing bikes. But I was immediately drawn to the 2019 Scout. But back to what I was saying, you know, I had such high expectations. I've been thinking about riding this motorcycle for so long, and I was really worried that, okay, when I actually got on it, that it wasn't going to be what I wanted. You know, it was going to have a titchy throttle, or, you know, too heavy. You know, I didn't feel very secure on it. Kind of the disappointment that I experienced when I was on the Harley Davidson, was it the 48 for the first time? That was such a disappointment.
Well, that was the concern I had. That was a concern I had because you were really smitten with the look of the Indian.
I thought you meant the 48, because I was really smitten.
Yeah,
with the look 48. Of the 48. Like, I was really excited to ride that bike. because I thought it was a more mature Sportster.
Yeah.
And
It's just a Sportster. I mean, but that's a lesson hard learned, because you look at so many pictures and you see, and you convince yourself that that's the bike, and then you get on it and you're like, nah, so disappointed.
But it wasn't just I'm not quite sure that's my bike. I hated it. I loathed it. I thought, how could something that's been around for so long ride so poorly?
Yeah.
Again, but poorly, it's all subjective. It's how I ride a bike and how, what I'm looking for in a bike. I just wasn't impressed. It was just rattling, and it just felt so feral.
Yeah. Well, that was the fear I had of actually getting you on an Indian. I was eager to get you on an Indian, but at the same time, I was reluctant to get you on an Indian because, it could just be an equal disappointment.
Yeah, well, I was scared too, because I didn't want to be disappointed. It looks so good. I just want to take a minute to talk about more speed as well, compared to the other dealers, because quite honestly, one of the concerns in buying an Indian is because there aren't a lot of dealerships that are around where we are.
Yeah.
And having to drive 2 hours if you've got a problem with the bike, is a concern.
Yeah.
But, seeing the shop and seeing the loyalty of the customers and Colin's passion for the brand and his business is very reassuring, even from the short time we've been dealing with him. So, I don't know much about the reliability of these bikes. But now Triumph, I felt more comfortable with Triumph. With Triumph, the dealerships are everywhere, the parts are easier to get. If there's a problem with the bike, it's a much bigger company with a bigger presence. Yeah, with a bigger presence in the United Kingdom. It really is Britain's bike. So, and then Harley, putting that much money into a Harley right now with what's going on with their financial position,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to admit, I'm a smart consumer, and plus just the whole lifestyle premium for riding a Harley, and the cost of upkeep and that kind of stuff.
Do you want to invest in a bike in a company on its way up, or do you want to invest in a bike company that's on its way out?
Well, let's be clear. I don't think Harley Davidson is going, and I don't think it's going to die. I think it's going to become.
No, I just think there's a bit of there's a bit of identity crisis happening with Harley,
Yeah.
and if you buy a 2020, is it going to be the same as buying a 1983?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I don't think Harley's going anywhere.
Well, the brand is just so frenetic. It's so all over the place. It's like you have lost sight of what you do really well.
Yeah.
And I think that the merchandising was out of control. Now they've reined it back. So, maybe I don't know if you can buy a Harley Davidson t-shirt at Walmart anymore, but I'm not going to spend $150 or 150 pounds for a Harley Davidson t-shirt. Like, go f*** off. You're stupid if you think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. But I think that's part of the problem, is that, I don't know, what is the Harley lifestyle anymore?
Yeah. Well, what about, has your Triumph was a good experience. Was Triumph, is the Indian more visceral? Does it feel more...
How can I, it feels like, again, I use a lot of simile. And I compare this to looking at somebody who, like a Triumph is somebody who works out and they take care of themselves and they look good, but then you've got a bodybuilder that is really honing and working and performing, And you just get that look. When you look at a bodybuilder, you're like, wow, you know, they're very, very refined in what they're doing. That's how I feel on this Indian right now. I think it's just, it's a bodybuilder. The difference between the Triumph, you know, again, I can't say because I haven't ridden the Bobber, but what do we call it? The Street Master? I keep forgetting the name of it.
Speedmaster. Speedmaster is a Bobber.
What's that?
The Speedmaster is a Bobber Black. It's the same bike with a different tail
I
end.
know.
So
Yep, exactly.
I know you don't believe that. You want to ride
that's what
different.
I'm talking about. The fact that I can't remember the fucking name says something. You know, like too many words. It's like marbles in your mouth, you know? Then let's talk about price point too, because you know, I clearly like the 2019 better than the 2020.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're looking at getting in a 2019 for in the 11s, possibly, you know, maybe less, I don't know, versus the Triumph, which was what, like 13.5, almost 14.
Well, with everything you wanted on it, it was 13.9, I think.
Yeah, so almost 14, and that's what I'm talking about.
And they're not offering any really. There's not a lot of incentives.
No, Triumph really has done nothing, but they don't really need to. Is there anybody coming on that side? Just
no one's coming.
Shout out on these blind curves, and I'll be a little bit more aggressive with my turning.
You can be as aggressive. I will let you know when something's up.
Okay. Then, do we risk? You take the risk that Indian as a brand is going to become like Harley Davidson. You know, like this whole. They're like, yeah, we got clothing. Oh God, like. That just makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck.
Well, Triumph has clothing. Triumph sells a t-shirt for 45 pounds.
I know, and that fucks me off too.
I know.
Totally. Like, it irritates the hell out of me.
What I kind of like about the Indian clothing, though, is that it seems to be geared, Cara. It seems to be geared towards a performance end. So it's like polyester, lightweight jerseys, armored jackets. It's not just faux bike stuff. It's not just like bike fashion. It's bike function.
Yeah.
I'm drawn to the brand more and more the more I see of it. Plus, since Corona, there has been serious incentives given to potential buyers with, you know, financing options and discounts that are offered by the manufacturer. You know, there's some real choices being made by the brand that says we want people to get on their bikes. This is the first Indian I've ridden since the Coca-Cola Indians that came out in 2000, and that guy let me ride around the parking lot in Paramus, New Jersey.
Right.
My biggest problem with being on the Indian too is like, oh, it's a Polaris, it's a Victory. And I was really critical of the way that they treated Victory owners and the way they wrapped up the business, but they have made a completely new meow.
He just scared the shit out of me. What's the speed limit here?
60, I think. 60, 70, 60.
I do not feel like I'm going to 70.
We're at 40 here.
I do not. Guess I better slow down.
Drop to 40 now.
Okay. Meow. I was really afraid to get on it. I just didn't want to be disappointed, but from just the small ride we've taken, I'm very impressed.
I did not have any expectations. And I was going to say high expectations. I didn't have any expectations. The whole time, I put my finger where to turn the indicator was there. I went to use the horn was there. Everything's exactly where it needed to be for me. It was all intuitive. You know, the positioning was fine. I was able to dip it, and I felt really good on it. I was reasonably impressed with this.
I like it's an old school Speedo, but some of the numbers are larger than others. There's, you know, kind of alternates, which...
You gotta guess how fast you're going.
Yeah. Just isn't bad, though.
So, what do you think? I gotta turn this exhaust down. I can't hear you.
All right. What do I think? Well, I think I want to take it on a second date. No, I think I want to take it home.
Yeah?
I think I want to take it home. There's so much I like about this bike, from the geometry to the little bells and whistles and the design. So nice, so classic. Brakes are nice. But you know what I think sold it for me? I'll tell you.
What is it?
Surprisingly, was how I felt going 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's how I felt going 70 miles an hour on the highway. I did not feel like I was going 70 miles an hour. The wind was very mild compared to some of the other bikes we've ridden.
Yeah.
But the stability is great. And for me, with my short inseam, my long torso, my lackadaisical riding style,
yeah,
it's just the perfect fit. Like, I get on this bike, I ride it, I feel so good.
Yeah. You look very comfortable and confident on it.
I feel like it's finally a bike that reflects my riding style and capability. You know, for the number of years that I've been riding. So some of these other bikes with those, you know, drastic learning curves, you know, they perform well, but you really got to learn how to ride them.
Yeah.
I felt like a complete ass. Like I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what is it? Just the way that my body is positioned? Is it the way, you know, the titchy throttle? You know, do I need traction control? And when he said, you know, there were no rider controls, no traction control, and he's like, you don't need it, I was like, oh, that's easier. Yeah, easy for you to say.
Yeah, whoa. You don't tell me what I need, or I'll be the judge of that.
I'll be the judge of that. But he's kind of right. I mean, so far so good. It's just a sweet bike. But I feel good riding it. I feel happy riding it. I feel safe riding it. I feel like even on the turns when we were on the narrower back roads, that I could turn more easily with my lean. And I don't feel like I need riser bars on this. I think if I put riser bars on this, it would just f up everything. Yeah. Like, it's a bike that says, don't mess with me. You know, you can tweak things here and there, but just keep me as I am, because it's perfection.
It's thought out.
Very well thought out.
They said,
very well thought out.
You can do anything you want to it, but we spent a lot of time thinking about this.
Yeah. And very well executed, because something can be well thought out and not well executed. But it's kind of a greatness all around.
It has an old school cable clutch, and when I was sitting on it in the showroom, it seemed to me that it felt a bit heavy. How does it feel like it out on the road?
No, it's nice. I don't notice it. It doesn't seem to be a problem now. If I'm riding for extended period of time, would my hand get sore? Maybe, but I had that problem with the Street Cup. You know, I had that problem with the Mutt.
Yeah.
So, I think after all this time, all these test rides, you know, all the time I've spent researching and reading and discussing, and it's kind of all led up to this, and I don't feel disappointed. I feel more certain than ever in my decision. Now, let's just hope the buying experience is going to live up to the rest of it.
Yeah.
But I can see myself holding on to this bike and not letting go. Just, you know, tricking it out and customizing it a bit here and there, and just keeping it forever in the collection.
Yeah, you're looking to buy something that you keep.
Yeah, I want to keep. It's like, because everything I look for, I want that, like husbands. Something a little different, special, well thought out, well executed. Drive people in the neighborhood nuts. 2 more motorcycles. I do like the footboards. I love these footboards.
Yeah, I know you like footboards. You're
Do
so
they have
old
them
school.
like these though are kind of, I wish they were a little bit
You
more
want
like
chrome?
the Harley Davidson ones, you know. I don't need a footboard actually shaped like a foot with little toes, you know, like the the hang 10 logo.
Look at the line for Macca's.
Oh, this is just fucking
Careful that
mental.
Hyundai.
Yeah, I see.
I need my Macca's. Watch that guy.
Yeah, I see.
Need my Macad's. That's button off.
That's so
Miata.
loud.
Heckle and jive.
Heckle and jive. Heckle and jive. Oh, nice.
Now where is the kickstand? Where is this kickstand? I can't find the kickstand.
If you like that video and you want to see more like them, hit like, share, and subscribe.